Remember the last episode you said that if you said make me the woman of faith or something. You said if I would have known what that have cost me, I would not have prayed it.
Absolutely.
Suffering is an irreplaceable part of the journey.
Yeah.
So how do we, in America, we are not trained, and it may be the same in Africa, I don't know, but I know over here, like, we hate suffering. We don't like it to be even like the wrong temperature in a room. We don't like it. We don't like being hungry. We don't like traffic. We
really don't like to talk about it either.
We don't like, but that's the Bible's so backwards in like suffering is a bit of the price of admission to proximity. And if we aren't ready for that, then we'll be, I think, somewhat blindsided by getting closer. How have you learned to manage suffering well? That's what I mean. Are you ready to talk about it?
Okay. There was something that the Bible spoke about when it said concerning Jesus, that he learned obedience through the things that he suffered. And I think that sometimes we forget that obedience is not a gift. Obedience doesn't come easily. You have to learn it. And you have to go through the school of obedience. And the curriculum of obedience is named suffering. And until you open that book over your life, there are many ways in which you would not be configured to just go with God's opinion. So it is in the midst of suffering, you begin to learn why God is sovereign and God is superior, because suffering impacts your flesh and it causes your flesh to come alive. But if in the midst of the coming alive of your flesh, you are able to see the ultimate divine sovereignty of God, it changes something on the inside of you in a place that is deeper than the flesh. And this was what happened to Job. And Job, in the midst of his suffering, began to curse the day he was born and all kinds of things. But God comes to him and God begins to say to him, I hear you and I hear everything you're saying. And on the level of humanity, you're correct. But now let me ask you certain questions. Have you ever commanded lightning and thunder? Do you call them by name and they answer you? Do you even know where the gates of life dwell? Have you commanded the stars? And God starts to speak to him and God changes the conversation and he switches the conversation. And I say to people, whenever Satan wants to derail you from destiny, he's going to make you exalt your pain above the power of God. And he's going to make you believe that your problems are premium, meanwhile they are common. So the moment you think suffering is personal to you, that's when it becomes a barrier that keeps you from seeing the hand of God and the power of God.